Welcome back to Fab TV. It's your girl Fab. I'm now returning for the next part of this tutorial, which is adding foundation for a smooth finish. We've already concluded adding the brightness of the eye, highlighter of the eye, mascara at the bottom, liner at the top, very minimum but very pop natural lashes, eyebrows, and actually how to define your brows even if you're in the growing phase. So now I've actually, throughout this tutorial, I've kept my hair wrapped, and what I'm actually going to do now is go ahead and apply my foundation. Now in this step with applying foundation, as I explained, ladies, you want to have less fallout as possible. So you want to begin by using your sponges. Sponges are your friend. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the lighter of my colors, which is the 520 Queen Collection. I'm going to begin by taking my sponge, working up enough of the foundation that's necessary, and I'm going to start just from the nose, as I told you, down. Being that we have hair on our face, you don't want to have the issue that you have the streakiness in your makeup. So starting from your nose really allows you to actually have all of the control on how your makeup is actually applied, the coverage, and not having to have any of that streakiness that's not necessary. So again, you want to start from the bridge of the nose, working down. If you have any issues with sagginess under your eye, you want to make sure that you don't get too close on those sags, because you don't want to create more of an instance and more of a comparison and attention to that. So you want to go just from the bridge of the nose down, kind of like skipping across any attention of those wrinkles. So taking that down from the bridge of your nose, working down. So I've applied the light color. I'm going to now take it up a notch and go to not the darkest, but a darker color, which is going to be the 535 uh, by Queen. I'm going to take this from the top of my brow, working around my brows and carrying this down. And I'm going to finish there just under the balls of my cheek. And as you can tell, it's starting to create the definition. So I'm actually going to take on this opposite side the same approach, carrying this around and mixing this from where I left off with the lighter shade. And as you can see, it's seamless. You should not be able to tell. You want to make sure that you still create a great blend. That's the reason why you use the sponges, because it does create that. Now, I'm going to take that lighter color and I'm going to go just at the outside from my ear, working it down and around. And now I'm going to actually take my darker color, which is going to be the 555 Queen Collection, and I'm going to take this from my mouth up. And this is actually going to be from my cheek to my mouth to my ear. And I'm actually going to do the same thing here on the opposite side. Now this is actually creating a contour effect in your makeup. I'm going to do the same around the brim. Of my cheeks. And I'm going to take this here just around the edges Now the whole point of is having control of adding your foundation, so you don't have to have that streakiness. Now that I've applied this, you should be able to still see that smooth finish, but you're able now to see the contour of the darker shade and still have the brightness of the lighter shades. Okay, so with my blending brush, I'm going to actually take very smooth, buff strokes from the bridge of my nose, carrying it down, really to just get any streakiness of that makeup that might have been missed, and just blending it in as smooth as possible. Now, as you can see, you can actually have, you still can see the contouring of the darker shade, but I have a very smooth finish of my makeup. I should be able to wipe my face and not have any gop of makeup come off, okay? So now I've concluded application of foundation, contouring of my cheeks, and now I'm actually going to add a very minimal natural color. Now this color I really, really love. It's a beautiful color. This is actually one of the least expensive but most popular colors that I've had. A lot of my clients have taken this out of my case. So just take a look at it. Very pretty, very minimal. And I mean, from the darkest shade to the lightest shade, this color works wonders. So I've now added that pop of color. For any excess, take your fingers and just pull that out. And that gets any excess color, so just pat that into your skin. Now I'm going to add just a tad bit of blush. Now for natural looks, this is really a preference thing, whether you want to have your blush pop or not. What I'm actually doing, I'm going to actually make mine pop with bronzer. So I'm going to take one of my fluffy brush and I'm going to add just from tops of my cheek, working around my eyes. I've added really pop of color. Now, with my angled brush, still a fluffy brush but angled, I'm going to take a little bit of brown, dark brown, and I'm going to create on top of that a little bit more contouring. Okay, so I've added that contouring. You should still be able to see that. And then I'm going to add that brightness right back down to my chin. Okay, so this is actually the conclusion of adding your natural look, adding lashes, adding gloss, adding blush, adding liner, completing the precision of your brows. Stay tuned for the finished look. Hair. Stay tuned Thank you for tuning in. Stay fab, stay true, stay you. Smooches.